idea that massaging is good for children to do to strengthen their fingers, did that originate with you, or is that something that you were taught somewhere?
No, that originated with me.
Okay, so it was not a Montessori method?
No, sir.
Okay.
And you say the bottom line is that he has made allegations with no proof. And this is what you communicated to Dan Donovan on October 16, 2002, correct?
It's right there, yes.
Okay, and you're aware that Ms. Cashera had children, young children, massage her?
That's actually the form of the question.
That's okay.
You can answer the question.
I guess it depends on what you're defining as massaging and what kind of allegations you're making with massaging. There's all kinds of massages.
Okay.
Well, you wouldn't have asked her to do it, though, in any event. You never asked the
I don't
children
think
to
that
do it.
I did.
You don't think that you asked them to rub your shoulders?
I don't think that I did.
You may have misunderstood.
Maybe I don't think that I did. I can say that it was possibly that I said, "Can I see how strong your fingers are?"
Okay.
Okay, that I might have said that.
Okay. Did you rub their shoulders?
Oh, geez.
I'm not
I
implying that
know.
there's anything wrong with that.
I know that you're
Please.
not. I'm trying to
Yeah, if you remember,
think that I did. I might have squeezed their shoulders, and
Okay.
I might have.
All right. So
what you didn't find acceptable about how he conducted the investigation. Excuse me one moment.
Sure. Again, I might be rehashing all stuff, but some of the things that concerned me is that when I spoke to him on the 6th, and he had told me what the teacher gave as a reason, that really, that deeply concerned me. That he thought this was a legitimate reason to have the children, the 6- and 7-year-old children of her 2nd grade class, to be massaging her during the classroom time, to the point where they're missing out on their academic career. My son was being solicited 2 times a day to go up and massage this woman. That concerned me, that he saw Montessori school practice. I accept that, but I don't know what it is, but it sounds good, and I'm not even going to check it out. I mean, that concerned me. It concerned me that
Did you did Ms. Cashera tell you that this massaging, having children massage her, was part of a Montessori school technique? You know how to spell Montessori?
I believe that she said that that was something she learned as a Montessori teacher.
Okay. Did you follow that up at all?
The only thing I did was ask Seraphin about it, and she told me that was something that Cashera was involved in, but I didn't look up Montessori teaching.
No.
No.
Were you familiar with that at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And this Monsignor McHugh is not a Montessori school, right?
It's a Catholic school. Whether or not it's Montessori, I don't know.
Okay. When did you learn about the Montessori school technique? It's reference at the bottom.
When did I learn of it? I believe when Ms. Cashera may have shared with me about what she had done in Montessori school when she taught.
And did you do any follow-up as to what Montessori school teaching techniques were?
I don't believe I did a follow-up. I believe I once spoke with Dr. Conley, who's the superintendent of schools, and Dr. Conley felt that that was something, maybe a poor choice by Sheila, but something that is done to teach the strength of muscles in their fingers for printing.
Okay. And when was it that you spoke with Mr. Connolly?
Dr. Conley,
Or Dr. Connolly?
probably shortly after that, I'm not sure.
And Dr. Connolly indicated to you that that was a poor choice.
That it was a poor choice to do, but it wasn't a wrong thing to do. It would be something he wouldn't want to do.
Okay. But you didn't tell, did you report to?
This may have been after that, I'm not sure.
And do you understand that it is not a Montessori school technique?
That I can't answer. I never taught Montessori, so I can't answer that question.
Now, what's that form of teaching, Montessori? Montessori, you know what that is? You ever heard of that before?
I've heard of it. I have no idea what it is.
Okay, I've heard of the term too, and I confess to you, I don't know, since you don't, there's not much reason asking you, but I'll ask you one question. Do you know whether anyone in the Pennsylvania State Police, in particular Mr. Sebastianelli, ever researched whether having children massage another person is an exercise designed to improve writing skills, whether that is a Montessori method?
I don't know that whether or not he researched that. No.
Did he learn about what the Montessori school was?
Did he learn about what a Montessori school was?
Yeah. Well, he went far beyond. Did he investigate what Montessori school teaching techniques are? Did he
Actually,
do that?
I believe he did look into that a little bit.
Well, what does it say about that in there?
I don't think it says anything in the report about that.
Okay, well, how do you believe that he looked into that a little bit?
Because I remember him specifically looking up stuff on the internet about
Okay.
Montessori schools.
Okay, and what did he tell you anything about Montessori schools?
Not that I recall. I
And-
know it was something he looked up on the internet.
Was it something he looked up on the internet after this lawsuit was filed?
No.
Okay. You remember him looking up something on Montessori schools at the time he was conducting this investigation?
Yes.
Did you did Ms. Cashera tell you that this massaging, having children massage her, was part of a Montessori school technique? Do you know how to spell Montessori?
I believe that she said that that was something she learned as a Montessori teacher.
Okay. Did you follow that up at all?
The only thing I did was ask Seraphin about it, and she told me that was something that Cashera was involved in, but I didn't look up Montessori teaching.
No.
No.
Were you familiar with that at all?
No, I'm not.
Okay. And this Monsignor McHugh is not a Montessori school, right?
It's a Catholic school. Whether or not it's Montessori, I don't know.
Montessori?
Yes.
You're referring to Montessori school?
Yes.
I've heard of it. I don't know what it is.
Did you ever look into it, try to find out what it is about its techniques, teaching, anything like that?
Did I? No.
You know whether the Montessori teaching method involves the use of massages on teachers to enhance writing capability? If you know.
I wouldn't know.
Feel that his complaint in this matter, based upon your experience as a criminal investigator, was frivolous?
His complaint about the teacher?
Yeah.
I don't think the complaint was frivolous. I think he had genuine concern,
Okay.
and we thoroughly investigated his concerns.
What is it that you're looking for?
I believe she mentioned that she apparently there was the problem is over the actual massages, the way she interpreted the massages and the way Trooper Meenan interpreted the massages through his son. So that was what I believe what the concern was.
Okay.
I don't believe she ever said she never got the massages. I think so that's.
And then it also says on Wednesday, November 7th, that Sebastianelli, this officer, was advised that Shawn Meenan had contacted the print and news media in reference to this case. Do you have any reason to dispute that?
No.
Did you learn on November 7th, 2002, that Shawn Meenan had contacted the print and news media in reference to the case?
Yes.
And that's the same date upon which you submitted your 101 then, correct?
Yes.
So you knew that Shawn Meenan had contacted the print and news media when you submitted the 101, correct?
Yes. It says right on the one.
I understand. Equipment to Pennsylvania State Police equipment, correct?
Correct.
And you were employed and on the job as a representative or a sergeant with the Pennsylvania State Police at the time, correct?
Yes.
And your interest at that point was in having Shawn Meenan's contacts with the media stopped, correct?
I just asked if it was possible that he could be told to stop it, stop doing that.
Would you today send a copy of that email to your counsel, and I'll request it from her and follow correspondence, but I expect that I'll have that in the very near future. And do you know a date when you did that?
And it was about a week to 2 weeks ago. I don't know the date.
And it was around the time you learned of him having an interview with the Times Leader. Is that correct?
There was a Times Leader, there was a Citizen's Voice, there was a Pocono Record, there was a Philadelphia Daily News, there were stories that appeared in all of those papers.
And you wanted any and all of them stopped, correct?
I asked if it was possible.
Well, now, how did you ask? Did you just say, is it possible that we could have it stopped?
I believe I said, Lieutenant, is it possible that someone could order Meenan to stop soliciting or stop making requests to newspapers to run articles about this, since it still is a departmental issue.
Is wrong with that if he did that as a American citizen and as a parent? What's wrong with that? In that role, in that capacity, what's wrong with that?
You mean throwing out the fact that you're a trooper?
Yes, sir. The fact that he is a trooper aside, is there anything wrong with his criticizing a Pennsylvania State Police investigation to the news media?
For a regular citizen, they have every right to complain. For a regular citizen.
What? Silence. Sheila, do you remember anything being raised or any issue being raised at all about telling children, you're allegedly telling children not to speak at home about what we do here? The secretive thing.
Never.
That never arose.
What my statement to the children is, don't go home and tell what's happening with someone in the classroom. Tell on yourself.
Okay.
It was meant as never mind telling that Jimmy, Johnny, or Joey got in trouble. You tell on yourself what you did in school.
Okay. So what?
And as I said, both my wife and I were very concerned that he hadn't spoke to our son. We couldn't believe that, but
Many of the things that you've mentioned to me already about
Are in here.
are in the letter, yes. But the one thing that you is not in the letter is it doesn't say that Mr. Sebastianelli or Trooper Sebastianelli, you say that you're closing the case. There's no mention about closing the case in that letter. Yet almost everything else that you've mentioned is. Or is it in there and I'm just not seeing it?
Let me just finish it.
Sure.
Please. I offer you this. Think of how incompetent you will look down the road if another parent makes a more serious accusation against this teacher. God forbid it comes to light that you did not pursue this with the vigor that it deserves. I think that paragraph right there addresses the matter that he's closing this investigation.
Okay.
My wife and I were at a point where we didn't know where to turn. We felt we couldn't find anybody, and we still have not to this day found anybody to hold this teacher accountable for her actions. And that's all we asked. All we asked is that she be held accountable for her actions. If she needs help, then somebody get her the help she needs. Okay? But she was spending 8 hours a day desensitizing our child to the touch of somebody else that shouldn't be touching him in that way. She was breaking down barriers, healthy barriers that we as parents erected to protect our child against that type of close, intimate contact.